Alright, for this next guide, we're going to be going over the best synergies for each weapon, things that'll make it either more useful to you or give it more value if in case you just want to sell it. If you did not watch the previous video about generally good synergies, you might end up getting a little lost because for a lot of these weapons, they don't really have any requirements. So if I just say any generally good synergy on it is going to be good, that means that it falls into all of the synergies I covered in my last video. Generally good synergies that are fine on any gun. So I'm going to try to make this quick. I'm going to go in the same order of weapons that I covered in my first video about best PVE weapons. So starting out with pistols, we have mass blasters, strikers, and plasma blasters. All of these are just, they don't have any requirements, so generally good synergies on those three, on the mass blasters, the strikers, and the plasma blaster. However, mass blasters, since it is both a PvE and a PvP weapon that's really good, if you put a PvP synergy on them, or if you get one with a PvP synergy such as guard armament, it's going to have more value, generally speaking, than other synergies would on it. Or if you have cleansing napalm on it, just because people love that synergy. Now, the Wolfhound pistol, however, for that one, you're going to want either ether acceleration or quasar wave. Now, moving into the assault rifles. For salvo rifle, generally good synergies, specifically ones that are a little better than others on it, would be quasar wave and cleansing napalm, and maybe hot streak if you're fighting a lot of enemies. For the Mazu blast rifle, since it's both a PvE and PvP preferred weapon, again, guard armament followed by assault armament. For the blast rifle, you're going to want cleansing napalm, assault armament, flames of passion, quasar wave, ether acceleration, or hot streak. For carbines, cleansing napalm, flames of passion, or epidemic. Moving into SMGs, for bombardiers, since it's an AoE weapon, purge is really good on it. Guard armament is nice, cleansing napalm's nice, quasar wave's nice, and ISO decay. For the TacMag Pulsar, Flames of Passion is the best. If you get a Flames of Passion TacMag Pulsar, that's going to be as good as it gets. However, you could also do well with it with ether acceleration, quasar wave, or epidemic. For LMGs, every single LMG is going to be best with nano volatility force or flames of passion. Moving on to BMGs, since these are just support weapons, the only things you really want on it that give it more value or make it better are Saturnalia, because it's the best supporting perk and the BMGs fill a role as a support weapon, or guard armament, since guard armament just gives you a lot of survivability and generally good stats. Moving on to detonators. With purgatories, you always want cleansing napalm. Cleansing napalm is the best on purgatory, followed by hot streak, epidemic, flames of passion, and quasar wave. Those are the best ones for purgatories. Just really prioritize that cleansing napalm on them though. For FRC big boomers, epidemic is the best one. Then things such as Guardian, Augment, Assault Arm, Cleansing Napalm, Hot Streak, and Flames of Passion. For the Vought Mass Lobbers, Pandemonium is best, followed by Guardian and Assault Armament. Moving on to rocket launchers, for Vought Mass Cannon, Cleansing Napalm is best. Like with all of these big explosion, then cluster explosion weapons like Purgatory, Mass Cannon, Cleansing Napalm is just the best on them. Then you're going to want things such as Flames of Passion or Guardian armament on the Mass Cannon. For the FRC Sludge rocket launcher, remember, this is just a utility weapon. It's just a bio grenade that you can use more often to get a lot more assists at major arc falls to increase your score and get more arc forge as a result and more EXP. Or you are using it to slow things down around you, right? It's just a utility weapon. So you're always going to want to have a backpack synergy on these. Since it's just utility and you're not really doing a lot of damage with it, it's better just to use it to fulfill the third slot on that backpack synergy. So you're always going to want to have it with a backpack synergy, like assault armament or guard armament. Or pandemonium. Moving on to bolt snipers. Every single sniper rifle, bolt snipers and semi-auto snipers included, you're going to want isotropic decay. That is the best you can get because it gives you the most damage and the highest crit multiplier. Sniper rifles' jobs are to get headshots and hit weak spots. So crit multiplier is the most important stat on sniper rifles. And damage also, if you have more overall damage, you're going to have overall more crit damage. That's why ISO is so much better on sniper rifles than any other poker. Now, it would be okay on sniper rifles to get something like Sanguine Extraction. It's not as good as ISO, but it's still very good. Because while you're aiming down the scope of a sniper rifle, it's hard to keep track of enemies coming towards you on your right and left unless you keep that Hawkeye on that minimap. And even then, you might not dodge them in time. So a survivability perk like Sanguine Extraction, which gives you more self-revives and life and shield steal, is also going to be good. And aside from that, like, if you don't get those two for a sniper rifle, just go for generally good ones. Cleansing Napalm, Mutagenic, Flames of Passion. Sanguine Extraction is second best on that one. For all combat shotguns, Mutagenic Gestation is probably the best perk on it. You really need that shield and lifesteal, and you need the bonus mag for a lot of these automatic shotguns because you're going to go through ammo very quickly. You also need that movement speed. So the thing about shotguns that makes them generally frowned upon is the fact that you have to get super close to enemies, basically within melee range, so you're putting yourself in a lot of risk. So you need the bonus movement speed to kite better, and you need the life and shield steal to restore your shields when you inevitably get hit because you're very close, right? You're very close to these enemies. You're in a very dangerous position. But because you deal so much damage, something like Mutagenic Gestation that gives you lifesteal and shield steal is better than just a pure survivability perk like Sanguine. Now, for something like the Ventilator or Autofragger, your second best option is going to be Cleansing Napalm. Just the best generally good perk you could find for a Ventilator or Autofragger. For something like a Grind Frag or Pump Shotgun, you're going to want Ether Acceleration. You go through a lot of ammo, you need to reload a lot faster using this full auto shotgun, and the particle overload is great for those autofraggers. Now, for the double barrel, with the courier, you're going to definitely want either guard armament, specifically for the dodge roll, because the thing about the courier is it's a single shot explosive, right? But it's a timed bomb. If you shoot something with a courier, you're attaching a bomb to them. More than half the enemies in this game just run at you like a fucking zombie. So when you shoot that explosive on them, if they get too close to you, you can use this dodge roll to take less damage from your own explosions so you don't end up killing yourself. Another good option for courier is Sanguine Extraction for the bonus self-revives and the life and shield steal. Basically, your goal with a courier is just using it to level up your weapons. Sure, you can like use it for general PvE and PvP, but it's not super good since your primary goal is just to survive while putting a timed explosive on something that's going to run at you and you might blow yourself up, survivability perks are best. Not perks, synergies. Now going into Infectors. With Cankers and Immunizer, Hot Streak is the best. The reason this is the best is, for one, 9 times out of 10, you are firing that Infector until you have to hit 0 ammo and do a full reload. Because you're just trying to infect as many things as possible, spawn as many bugs as possible. With the Canker, you're trying to just get as much dot on them as possible. You're going to be fully reloading every single time with the Infector. That's the primary reason why Hot Streak is the best for them. Second best would be Flames of Passion. Third best is Cleansing Napalm. But really, like, without Hot Streak, Infectors never reach their full potential. And that's it. That is, as far as I know, all of the best synergies for the best PVE weapons that I covered in my previous video. And of course, in my other previous video where I covered general good synergies, if you get any of those, it's fine. It's not the end of the world. It's still a good weapon. These are just, in my opinion and in the opinions of the game veterans I talked to, the best ones.